This will be the last one here.
What's your process as far as how to draw?
I draw mostly on paper, like what you're seeing now, obviously not with ink. But I'll do like a lot of my color concept work will be done on the Cintiq. It's basically a computer screen that you can draw on top of. And you know, what I like about it is you can add a color and then you can instantly undo it, or you can undo 15 steps of color work that you've done. So it gives you a lot of freedom and options. So with this, I know I've got this awful brush I can use, so I'm gonna basically break out the shapes, right? Can you see that? All right.
What is your opinion on light boxes?
My opinion on light boxes. I use light boxes.
How do you swears by them? But
Yeah, they're good for a couple things. If you want to draw a motorcycle, like Black Canary's riding on All-Star Batman or Robin, I went and bought an actual Harley model that I wanted, and I basically took photographs, and I imported them into Photoshop, and then I used a lens to kind of stretch them based on the perspective and the angle I wanted. I print those out in high contrast, and then I would light box that on. But you can't light box and copy every little detail, because then it looks like a light box drawing. So you have to almost kind of apply your own filter and simplify reality so that it matches the level of detail that you give to the rest of the world, you know, to your buildings and your cars. So it's useful in that respect. But in terms of figure work, the stuff I do is so exaggerated, it doesn't really make sense to light box a figure. It's a lot easier. I like to look at reference and then extrapolate it into a style that works, but light boxing figures, you'll find that the heads are much larger and the bodies are a lot shorter than the way we draw them in comic books. Will I do a podcast with David Cho? Yeah, eventually. You know, David is a good friend of mine, and he's like always on the road though, and so we're gonna figure out a time to do that. What was it like working with Chris Claremont back in the day? It was nerve-wracking, I'll tell you. I remember. I wish they had texting back then, because that's the only way I would have communicated with Chris Claremont, because, you know, imagine you're a fan of a book and you get hired to draw that book, and now you're going to call up the creator and talk to him on the phone, and that's what I was doing. I remember, you know, like literally rehearsing in my head what I was going to say to Chris. Like, I didn't want to be too much of a fanboy and go like, oh, you know, remember this scene, I love that, and, you know, but at the same time, I wanted to find out like, what was Wolverine's real origin and all this kind of fanboy kind of stuff. And I just remember calling him up and trying to be like all nonchalant, like, oh, hey, like I call, you know, combo creators all the time, and it's just really an awkward, nerve-wracking experience. But he was very kind, and he loves to talk about the characters. And so, you know, he basically said, look, tell me what you want, what you like. What do you like drawing? And like, what characters do you like? I like Captain America, I like Black Widow, I like World War II. He said, great, we'll do a story about Captain America, Wolverine, Black Widow set World War II, and he came up with the Natural Force storyline, which was, I think, 268. And so it was really cool, but again, I didn't want to constantly call him, because, like, literally it would be like, how many days have passed since I called Chris? Okay, it's too soon. He'll think I'm stalking him, or I love him. I'll wait 2 more days and call nonchalantly an hour. He might be eating lunch, and that way I'll just leave a message like, I'm not too desperate, maybe he'll call me back, right? And so, there's a lot of that going on. But today, it'd be easy because I would just text him and it'd be like, no pressure or whatever. It'd be like super chill and cool about it. Anyway, you do have another panel. Okay, so enlighten me. All right, I'm just going to fill out this thing here. I'm going to show one last little technique. Did they give out tickets? Do you guys have anything that has numbers or anything like that? No. Driver's license. Okay, here's what we're going to do. If someone has a birthday today and they can prove it by showing a driver's license. Bachelor party? What are you doing here? You know this is Vegas, Las Vegas. I do understand.
It's not not what his friend signed up for, right?
Yeah, exactly. You guys made the wrong turn. No one's birthday is today? All right. There? There are two people? One person? This is how you do very quick rain and storm clouds. I'm almost done, Johnny. Be like, almost done. All right, so then if someone has a, so we have one winner? No, two. How many do we have?
We have two people first for birthdays.
Okay. Anyway, so that's it. I'm sorry it took so long, guys, but thank you for